On this one, we're going to determine the domain of these particular functions. One that has division and one that has the square root. Let's start off with this one here. When you have division, you'll need to set the denominator to 0. Because we want to check where is the denominator 0, because those numbers are not going to be in the domain. So in this case, if we set the denominator to 0, we'd have x minus 9 is equal to 0, which tells us, if we solve for x, that x equals 9. That number is not in the domain. So when we write out the domain, at this point, we'll have all the numbers on the number line, except for the number 9. So that we'll need to use some parentheses with interval notation to indicate that we're not including that number. So in interval notation, this would be written as negative infinity, comma 9, close parenthesis, union 9 to infinity. Now on this other one here, we're dealing with the square root. And so in this case, we're really just concerned with negative numbers. 0 is not such a big deal. So what we're going to do is, to make sure that everything stays positive, we're going to solve what's inside the square root for greater than or equal to 0. So what that would look like is we'd have 3x minus 9 greater than or equal to 0. So we just have to go through the steps for solving here. Add the 9 over, 3x greater than or equal to 9. Divide by 3, x greater than or equal to 3. So that tells us what the domain is. If we write that in interval notation, that would be bracket 3, comma, infinity.